Race 2 then here for the sidecars, the Molson Group Sidecar Championship here at Snetterton, and the sun beating down here. You can see the haze in the images there, and this is going to be really, really interesting to see how quickly Birchall's, and even more so, how quickly Todd Ellis can make it through. Right at the back, the Santander Salt Blue bike. Have a look at that. The red lights are on, the red lights are off, and the clutches are dumped, and away goes Scott Lorry. Scott Lorry, then it looked to me as though Brian Gray got a start there. Number 7, Brian Gray, alongside Andy Peach, and Ben Holland behind him. Birchall already, the number 16 outfit, already in the mix behind his teammate, running in Birchall colours, Craig Curry and Justin Sharp. There, Todd Ellis. Todd Ellis fighting his way through. The number 5 outfit and his teammate number 6, Rob Biggs, as well. So look for the red number 6 of Todd Ellis. There he goes. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement with their white Arai helmets. But Scott Lorry, number 72, and Shelley Smithers. Ben and Tom Birchall onto the grass on the inside of Kevin Cable as their teammate Craig Curry goes through with Justin Sharp. And this is what the Birchalls wanted. They've done the teamwork perfectly there. Nipped past Kevin Cable and Lee Watson, and they are now in second place with Craig Curry and Justin Sharp lying third. Here comes John Holden and Jason Pitt, the number 2 Adolf RS Yamaha. Where's Todd Ellis? He's got really bogged down in the traffic. There he is, Todd Ellis, number 6. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement on the Santander Salt Yamaha, and out of the slipstream they come alongside Holden. Holden's not giving them any space at all because he's got his own agenda to get past Kevin Cable. Todd Ellis then on the inside of John Holden, still no way through. He can see Ben and Tom Birchall disappearing up the road. He needs to get on level terms. His problem yesterday with his retirement was a final drive sprocket coming loose. He's past Holden. He's now got Craig Curry. There, Ben and Tom Birchall on the back of Scott Lorry and Shelley Smithers. And they're going to be no mean feat to pass. I can tell you, Birchall looking right, looking left. Now that Honda, the Hayth Honda, up the straight. Let's see what it's got. Side by side, alongside the Yamaha, it just inches past into the lead. So Ben and Tom Birchall, the old firm, are back in business. 10 victories already in this championship, and on lap 2 they are sitting at the front of the pack here. Scott Lorry, Shelley Smith is then running very, very well on the B&D roofing Yamaha. They destroyed that bike at Cabo Park in a big crash, had to rebuild it. Ben Holland and Tom Christie on the green Kawasaki, fighting with Rob Biggs and Jerome Schmitz, the teammates to Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement. Has Ellis been able to find his way or get close to Scott Lorry? There Biggs, there John Holden, number 2. And Craig Curry, Justin Sharp. Craig Curry back from a very severe bout of COVID, which hospitalised him, sapped all his energy. He rode in the Ducati Tri-Options here this weekend, and he's also doubling up in the Birchall Racing Sidecar outfit. John Holden showed his nose, but in doing so he left the door open for Rob Biggs to come through. Rob Biggs and Jerome Schmitz now past John Holden and Jason Pitt. TT winner, of course, John Holden, veteran but a man who loves his racing. Here comes Ben Holland. Ben Holland on the Kawasaki alongside John Holden as well, and not making it stink. I was about to say he was going to dive through, but Craig Curry at the front of this bunch, doing an absolutely fantastic job. Still Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement in third. Behind Cable we've got Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell, and that battle is going very, very well indeed. In fact, Andy Peach and Ken Edwards in there as well. Just to put the record straight, there was some discussion yesterday as to the Bell racing heritage, and of course the Bell dynasty, as Todd Ellis goes past on Scott Lorry. He's now got clean traffic between himself and the race leader, but the gap is 3 seconds. Now can Todd Ellis, that's Peach and Edwards, the number 4 Life Safety Yamaha, into the pits. A second DNF for them. What a bad day they've had at Snetterton. Just to continue my point, to set the record straight on Phil Bell, Ian Bell Motorcycles from Bedlington is the family business. Ian Bell sadly lost his life in the 2016 Isle of Man TT. Jeff Bell is Phil Bell's father, and the motorcycle business runs under family ownership, and that pretty much outlines the Bell dynasty. They've been around racing for a long, long time, as have so many of these people. Look at that going wide. Ben Holland and Tom Christie. Craig Curry, I have to say, I am impressed with Craig Curry and Justin Sharp, the number 42. Birchall Racing colours. John Holden now getting really stuck in again. He seems to get second wind. He's past Curry. And he's up to 5th place on lap 3 in this 10-lapper, so quite a way to go. The gap at the front last time over the line between race leaders Birchall and Todd Ellis. And Todd Ellis, best lap 1:57.183, but I can tell you the Birchalls yesterday did an absolutely blistering one with a new lap record, says he, fiddling with his paperwork, of 1:56.894. Previously held by Todd Ellis at 1:58. So the Birchalls very quick round here on the Hayes Honda yesterday. Ben Holland, Tom Christie on the Kawasaki. Are they going to have anything to match the Yamaha of Craig Curry? Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosney did in fact get going. We thought they were non-starters, but they'd certainly pushed it off the grid. They must have started after everybody had gone, or they started from pit lane, but this was the second place finisher from yesterday. Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosney on a massive charge, going underneath John Holden and Jason Pitt, the number 2 Adolf RS chassis machine. 2 of those in this race, one of them ridden by Rupert Archer and Phil Hyde, the number 70, who are making their way through as well. But Blackstock and Rosney on a charge now, up to 4th or 5th it is, I beg your pardon, at the moment. There Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell, number 18, behind Ben Holland and Tom Christie. Oh, the wheel in the end from Blackstock as he threw it in there. The passenger, Paddy Rosney, doing everything he possibly could to anchor that third wheel to the tarmac. John Holden's bike, the back end moving around. Here comes Todd Ellis. Todd Ellis now has got the Birchall brothers in his sight, and we are on lap 4 of 10, so there's a long way to go. In the 3rd place position still, it is Scott Laurie and Shelley Smithies, and now these guys really catching up. This is good news. Game on here. Phil Bell, Jimmy Connell looking good. Ben and Tom Birchall. Here comes Todd Ellis. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, desperate to make amends for the mechanical failure yesterday. The final drive sprocket nut came loose. It's locked up with wire, so quite how that happened we don't know. But the sprocket shook around, the nut came off, and they lost their drive. So now they are very much on it here. 1:56.9 from the Birchalls. Just outside the fastest time they did yesterday. And 1:56.940, so 2/100ths of a second between the Birchalls and Todd Ellis in terms of lap time that last time round. Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell, the number 18, love this Snetterton circuit. They rode very well yesterday. It was a strong finish to 4th place for them, and through on the inside of Craig Curry they go. So they have now moved up into 5th place here. 8th place, I beg your pardon. Holland and Christie and John Holden ahead of them. They need to get cracking now, Phil Bell. Half distance, 5 laps out of 10. Craig Curry with Rupert Archer behind him now. He's done an admirable job, Craig Curry and Justin Sharp, I have to say, doing the Birchall livery proud. But Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell, vastly experienced. Jimmy Connell's son Declan rides and will be riding later in the day in the Junior Supersport race at the end of the programme. So he's here on a double mission, passengering for Phil Bell and looking after his son in Junior Supersport on the Kawasaki. Third place, number 72. Fourth place, Rob Biggs. Fifth place, 95, Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny. Only a matter of time, I suspect, before they muscle their way past the Santander Salt Yamaha of Rob Biggs and Jeroen Smits, his Dutch passenger who commutes here every race weekend in the British Championship, drives his BMW from the Netherlands to come across and race. And they're a very friendly, amiable couple, take their racing seriously, well turned out, very presentable, and do their sponsors justice. Blackstock and Rosny, having pushed it onto the grass, will have joined from pit lane at the back of the field when everyone had gone. That would have meant them making their way across the track and going. Quite how they get to the pits from the grass on the other side of the track, I have no idea, but obviously they did, and they started at the back of the bunch, and they've done very well to make their way up to 5th place, which is where they are at the moment. Now they're closing on Scott Lorry and Shelley Smithies, so this is the battle for the podium. Is Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny going to be able to make their way onto the podium on lap 6 of 10? This is the battle for the 3rd place. Rob Biggs wants it. Lewis Blackstock can smell it. And Scott Lorry has already got it. So it's a question of whether he can fend off the challenge 3 seconds behind him. Scott Lorry and Shelley Smithies blend into view through the heat haze. Here comes Lewis Blackstock having a look on the inside as they go down into the chicane at Brundle. The left-hander, the right-hander, round they go, and then the squirt along to the bomb hole. They're at the bomb hole now. Lewis Blackstock might be able to find a way around Coram, because I tell you what, he doesn't appear to have any advantage on the long drag up the hill on the Senna straight. They're just under 140 miles an hour over the line at the start-finish line. Scott Lorry, Shelley Smithies under real pressure now from Rob Biggs and Jeroen Smits. The gap at the front that Birchalls have over Ellis, 3.9 seconds, and Rob Biggs making it stick and moving 3rd. So Rob Biggs, Jeroen Smits go 3rd. Blackstock and Rosny relegating Scott Lorry as well. He and Shelley Smithies then have gone from 3rd to 5th, but not too shabby. They started the race from pole position. Had a really, really good run for 6 of the 10 laps in the bronze medal position, if I can put it that way. Blackstock now looking for another podium here, and of course valuable points because he sits 2nd in the championship chase at the moment. Birchall's 156.92, just outside their own new lap record they set yesterday. Still just under 4 seconds the gap back to Todd Ellis, and it's almost an impossible task because Ellis has not matched their fastest lap time. He is 2/100ths of a second outside of the Birchall's best time. These great fat slick Avon tyres gripping the tarmac here in perfect weather conditions. Here comes Blackstock. He's going to have a lunge, isn't he, down into Brundle. The gap too big. Good race though, across the grass goes Big. Oh, Big's out now. Oh, dear me, a bit of grass tracking. Lewis Blackstock out with the sidecar wheel over the rumble strip into Mother Earth. Round Coram they go. 3.7 the gap at the front. That's coming down, but have they left it too late with 2.5 laps to go? There, Bigsy and Blackstock. This is going to be fantastic stuff if Blackstock can make it from a pit lane start, effectively back of the grid, to a podium. The green Kawasaki of Ben Holland and Tom Christie ahead of Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell. Phil Bell from Bedlington. Saw him last night at the end of play and had a chat with him in the bar. Really enjoys it here at Snetterton. Love their racing. Jimmy Cole commutes from Scotland every single race weekend. I suppose it's not too far to Northumberland, but he comes directly to the circuit. Bell and Holland, old war horses. They've been clashing swords for many, many seasons on and off. Phil Bell, once he took to the long outfit, did a great job for number 18, no doubt about it. Having a look, he's finding a way past that Kawasaki, I think. That will put him up into 7th place if he can do that. At the moment, Ben Holland has it. Those Sidecar wheels just pawing the air. Passengers doing enough and not too much. Allowing the drive to get on the back wheel. Here goes Phil Bell, just showing the nose. Is there a way alongside there? There's a big enough gap. No. Sweeping across, Ben Holland, far too wily for that. Tom Christie, the third of the Christie brothers. Sam and Adam, his brothers. Adam injured, of course, in that massive crash when he came off the outfit at Thruxton, horrendously fast at Church Corner. Shattered his ankle and also damaged his right hand quite severely. He being the twin brother of Tom, who is in the sidecar of Ben Holland. Leaders on their penultimate lap. These guys now on their penultimate lap. Lewis Blackstock still shadowing Rob Biggs, who's having a fantastic ride here. He and Jerome Schmitz, it was a podium for them yesterday, and they're looking for a repeat performance. 16 more points today for third. Oh, they've gone wide. That was a big, big lunge. They went too wide, in too hot. He's mad with himself, absolutely furious with himself, trying to claim that place back. But through goes Lewis Blackstock, and now Rob Biggs playing catch-up. Blackstock in the podium position then, the number 95. He and Paddy Rosny on the red bike, up into third. The sun here at Snetterton beating down now. How many more rounds are there in this championship? Well, there are only 2. We go to Donington Park GP early in October, and then middle of the month we're at Brands Hatch at a very special meeting where we will be joined by the World Championship sidecar racers, and to the best of my knowledge it will be one race incorporating both world and British. Rosny out across the rumble strip again. Todd Ellis is winding in Ben and Tom Birchall, 3.2 seconds, but it's a lifetime to do in one lap, and we do not see Ben Birchall making any mistakes. I will go so far as to say ever. The man is programmed, he's like a robot, he doesn't make mistakes. Round Coram they go, the never-ending Coram, round and round. Here is Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement, his dainty French passenger who worked so well. They've got the Birchalls in sight, but it's going to be a tough ask. They're on their final lap, and I simply do not think it's on the cards. 2.8 though, they took half a second out of them on that previous lap, but to find 2 more, almost 3, an impossible ask. Ben and Tom Birchall, Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement are going to have to do something very special here as Ben Birchall throws it into the left-hander. Tom looking behind, taking his time, positioning himself perfectly, scraping his left bottom on the tarmac. Emmanuel Clement similarly attired with a knee slider attached to the cheek of her leathers. Oh, that's a shame. Scott Laurie and Shelley Smithers, having run so strongly all through the race, are out of the running. What a shame for them. Retirement then for Laurie and Smithers. Look at this, Todd Ellis. No, left it too late, but he's got the Birchalls in sight from the very back of the grid. Will the gap be 2 seconds over the line? Well, yeah, it almost certainly will. It's 2 seconds as I look at it now. In fact, it's slightly more than 2 seconds, about 2.5. It's pretty much game over here as they go round Coram for the last time and then down to the Murray's left-hander. Here they come, down to the left-hander for the last time. Tom Birchall sticks his backside out towards the tarmac. Emmanuel Clement likewise. And it's first and second for the Birchalls. Double victory, 11 wins so far for Ben and Tom Birchall, with Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement bringing it home gamely. An absolutely brilliant finish for them. 2.9 seconds, the gap, still the battle. Biggs has got back in front of Blackstock. This is the battle for the final podium place. Biggsy was determined. We were watching the leaders when he must have made the move. Blackstock, is he going to get out of the slipstream? I would say not a hope in the hot place. Hope in the hot place, to put it that way. Over they go then. Another podium for Biggsy and Jerome Schmitz ahead of Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosney. John Holden and Jason Pitt, an immaculate pairing, ride well together. Different contrasts in the age spectrum, but by golly, they benefit from each other's experience. They make fifth, and it's going to be sixth place for Phil Bell and Jimmy Connell, ahead of Ben Holland and Christie. They already have made it across the line for sixth place and 10 points. Phil Bell, Jimmy Connell to back up the fourth place they had yesterday. Victory for Ben and Tom Birchall. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Fastest lap as well. Pretty flawless day for the Hayes Honda boys. Well done. Goodness me. Lovely, lovely race conditions. It was a pretty impressive victory. It was an even more impressive climb through the field for Ben and Tom Birchall on the Hayes Honda. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, Santander Salt Yamaha, nearly 3 seconds adrift, but from the back of the grid, not too shabby. Biggs and Schmitz, double podium for them. Blackstock, Rosney, Holden, Bell, Holland and Christie, Craig Curry, Justin Sharp. Well done, boys. A good race. You stuck at it. You must be exhausted, Craig. Archer and Cable, Watson in the top 10. Standings now, the gap 129. Blackstock holds that place. I'm glad he got going again because they deserve a good finish. Holden Pitt ahead of Holland. So John Holden, Jason Pitt third now in the title. Rob Biggs and Jerome Schmitz moving up behind Ben Holland, closing the gap. Archer, Ellis, well, they don't really feature. They're away doing the World Championship most of the time, but they will be at Brands Hatch for the finale.